Hello friends, this is Meenu. Welcome back to my channel Storytale. Today I'm going to be talking about my top favorite reads of 2020. Like I said almost 100 times that this year has been good in terms of books for me. I have read so many good books. I have enjoyed so many good books that of course my list is going to be very long here. What you may find in this list is that some book with higher rating is lower in the list and some books with lower rating is above in the list. The reason for this is that when you read a book, the effect of that book may be a little bit less compared to what you feel after a certain amount of time has been passed, and that is what has happened here. I have started to like certain books more than I did when I first read them. Now that I can recall the experience that I had reading that book or the emotions that I felt or how much fun I had, I think I like that book more now than I did when I first read it. That is why you're gonna find that some books with higher ratings are lower on my list and some books with lower ratings are higher on my list. I've already done the list of my most disappointing reads of 2020 and I have given the link in the description down below. You can check them out. That list is very short. It has only 5 books in the category because there were not many books that I felt disappointed about. But this list is going to be a little bit long because I've read so many good books. Now without wasting any more time, let's begin. There are 14 books on my list and I'm going to go backward, and the 14th number is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. When I first read this book, I didn't know anything about Dark Academia. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know something opposite to Harry Potter actually existed. And I liked it. I kind of liked the whole vibe of it, the danger part. I didn't like the character Elle that much because I thought that sometimes her emotions were not at par. But still, I enjoyed the story. There were some issues with the book, especially about the info dumping. There was just too much of it. And of course, there was also controversy involved with this book. But still, I kind of enjoyed the whole experience, even though it needed to be much better. And I'm expecting much more from the next installment. Yet, I still liked it. I liked the whole experience of it. The story is about Elle, who is a witch and who practices Mal, which is good kind of magic. And she studies in this dangerous academy. Every second in that academy is very dangerous and life-threatening because there are monsters lurking around in every corner of the school. Elle does have a companion, Orion, who tries to protect her all the time. He's kind of a hero figure who protects almost everyone in the academy. He tries his best, but there are so many monsters in the academy that sometimes it does not work all the time. Still, Elle and Orion does not give up and they try to save as many people as possible. Elle is a little bit selfish, but still she tries to become a better person. Even with deadly creatures every step of the way, they do not stop fighting these monsters and try to save lives in the process. The 13th book on my list is Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie. Of course, I'm too late to read this book. This book has been released years ago and it is one of the classics. But still, I was a little bit late because I have not read much of Agatha Christie. I've seen the movie The Murder on the Orient Express and I kind of liked that story. That is why I wanted to read this book before the movie comes out. But it's been almost a year and the movie still has not come out. It is being, I do not know why, scheduled later. But still, I kind of enjoy the whole experience. The story was perfect. I loved Hercule Poirot, even though I cannot pronounce his name correctly. Still, I loved his character. He is this Italian person who is a little bit arrogant, but in a funny way, and I actually like him. Death on the Nile is another curious case for Hercule Poirot. This time, he is looking into the murder of Lynette Ridgway, who has been died mysteriously. The blame automatically falls on her husband's ex, who has been following them for a very long time. She kind of has revenge on her mind. That is why she was the obvious choice for the murderer. But she does have kind of a strong alibi, which makes her innocent some way. So that is why this story is a little bit complicated and also very fun to read. There were so many characters in this book that I actually enjoyed. The other side characters had side stories which were also kind of crucial to the story, and that kind of I enjoyed. This book was more about characters than it was about the story. I kind of figured how the murder was committed and who did it, but still the characters that they were, I enjoyed them most in this book. That is why this is one of my favorite reads of 2020. The 12th book on my list is Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. This is a male and male romance and enjoy the romance between the first son of America, Alex, and the Prince of England, Henry. Both of them are very cute together. I love their relationship, but their relationship has to be secret because it is a taboo in the royal family. Also, there's presidential election on the line. That is why it has to be kept secret, and I kind of enjoy that because both of them together were very cute. I love their whole dynamic. It was just amazing to read about them. The 11th book on my list is Finding Love at the Christmas Market by Joe Thomas. The story is about residential home caterer Connie, who kind of has disaster when it comes to online dating, but still she gives it a last try, and that is where she meets Henrik. She lives in UK and she has to travel all the way to Germany to meet this blind date where she finds Henrik according to the checklist that she created for herself. and that is what she wants to stick to. But life does not work that way. At the Christmas market, she meets William, who is not according to her checklist, but still she feels drawn to him. She likes spending time with him, and now she has to choose between mind and heart. Henrik is everything she ever wanted, but William is something that she needs now. So that is the whole book about how she's gonna find love at the Christmas market. This is the perfect read for Christmas. I enjoyed this. This was such a good book. I love the story. I love the characters. The elderly characters are enjoyable to read. I like the story between William and Connie. It was very romantic, and this was the perfect book for me at the Christmas, and that is why I enjoyed it the most. The 10th book on my list is a book written by Indian author. It is Secret of Nagas by Amish Tripathi. This was the second installment in the Shiva trilogy. I love the Shiva trilogy. This was the best book in the series. I enjoyed it the most. It has such a surprising element in it which was kind of mind-blowing, and that is what I loved. Secret of Nagas follows the journey of Shiva, who was in the first book in Meluha, and he was discovering all these things about Meluhan people, and in this book he discovers secrets about the Nagas. Nagas have been considered evil in the eyes of the Meluhan people, but in this book we realize that everything we see is not actually true. There are much to Naga's secret than we actually know, and we discovered the truth along with Shiva. And the one twist at the middle of the book was the greatest thing about this whole series. I loved that. In this book also we discover more about Somras and its properties and how it's affect everyone in the society. We learn more about the concept of evil and good, and what good is not necessarily remains good forever. Sometimes good can become evil, and it is the way we use things is how determines how much evil it can be. So I like that concept. Like I said, this book was the best in the series, and I actually enjoyed every second that I read this book. The 9th book on my list is again a Christmas read. I loved it so much. The 12 Dates of Christmas by Jenny Bayliss. This book was the most surprising book for me because I did not know that I would enjoy this book so much. I thought this book can be a little bit repetitive with the 12 dates concept that it has. This book was about Kate Turner, who wants to find true love during the holidays of Christmas, and that is why she goes onto this online dating app where she's gonna go on 12 dates with 12 different men until she finds the one. Every date that she goes to is very funny and very different from all the other dates, and I actually enjoyed that. I love the whole story. I love the romance. And this book was something very surprising for me. This book was again a perfect Christmas read because it has all the vibe in it. It has the holiday season. It has everything Christmassy. And that was the book that I enjoyed most this Christmas. The 8th book on my list is again a Christmas book, but also a Christmas classic. It is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. In this book, we follow the journey of Scrooge from one of the grumpy people on Christmas to one of the happy ones. He is visited by his friend's ghost and 3 other ghosts to make him realize the joy of Christmas. Through the glasses of past, present and future, Scrooge realizes that the joy of Christmas is about giving happiness to other people. This book was what I expected. I knew this book was gonna be great, and I knew that it's gonna have a life lesson in it, and it did, and it has such a beautiful story that I actually enjoyed it. Now I realize why people like to read this book during Christmas, because it is really a Christmas classic. The 7th book on my list is again a classic, To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. This year I've read so many classics which I've not read throughout my life, and I actually enjoyed them. Every classic that I've read has proved why it was a classic. I loved To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. It was such an amazing read. It has such a social message which is true even today now, and I actually loved that. This book has the innocence of Jem and Scout, also the kindness, intelligence and helplessness of Atticus. This book has racism at its core, and that is somehow at par with what we are dealing with right now. I love the character of Atticus and how he was trying to fight racism in a place where racism is engraved on the minds of people. He was the only person in the town who was trying to defend Tom Robinson, who was a black person who was charged wrongfully by a woman for the attempt of rape on her. Everyone considered him culprit as soon as they saw him because of his color, and that was the problem Atticus was trying to deal when he was fighting as a lawyer for Tom Robinson. But of course all his attempts fail, and Tom Robinson is convicted anyway, and where he eventually dies. In this book we also see Jem, who was very innocent at the start of the book, and how his innocence was taken by society. This book again was a great read. This book has everything that you needed. It has an amazing story, it has amazing characters, it has amazing lesson, and this book was perfect altogether. The 6th book on my list is Blood Hunt by Jessica Vane. I love this book because it has vampires in it. I have been looking for vampires book for a very long time, and I love this book because it has vampires. This book again has a very good story, again has very good characters. The romance between Detective Rainey, who is also a vampire hunter, and the vampire Elijah Hawthorne is amazing. I love their chemistry. Both of them had such a sexual tension that I actually enjoyed. Rainey is kind of protagonist that you need. She is strong and she is capable of taking care of herself. She's also capable of killing everyone that gets on her way. She's very powerful and she also has the secret abilities that she is not aware of. Elijah, on the other hand, is very sexy and very mysterious. He is kind of different from all the other vampires, and even though Rainey tries to kill him, but still he is trying to protect her at every cost. He is starting to fall in love with her, and like I said, the chemistry between them is just sizzling, and I especially love the kiss that they have by the end of the book. That was just amazing. Overall, I enjoyed this book and I'm gonna read its second installment as soon as possible. The fifth book on my list is A Warm Heart in Winter by J.R. Ward. I'm not gonna say again that J.R. Ward is my favorite author because I've said that 100 times. But I'm gonna say that I absolutely love this book. I love Quinn and Blay. I love their chemistry. I love their romance. And that is what I got in this book. I especially love the whole story with Quinn and his brother. I think it was very beautiful. I wish what happened didn't happen in this book because this book was so sad and it broke my heart. But still, I enjoyed this book, especially the inclusion of Jadist and all his problems that he deals with and how he deals with them. I especially loved that inclusion. Overall, I loved everything about this book, the story, the characters, the twist, everything, and that is why this was my favorite read of Christmas, even though this book was not meant for Christmas because you're not supposed to read such a sad book, but still this was the perfect read for me. The fourth book on my list is A Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerri Maniscalco. This book was again a surprise read for me. I did not expect to enjoy this book as much as I did. I have never read books that are basically about witches, but this book has witches and everything good in it. I especially love the main character, Amelia. I think she was a badass, even though she was vulnerable at places, but still she was kind of strong when she needed to be. She didn't know much about her powers, but still she was fighting strong against the Princess of Hell, and I think she was an amazing character to read about. After Amelia's twin sister Vittoria was murdered brutally by someone she does not know, she goes into this journey of revenge where she is gonna find the murderer. In her journey towards revenge, she meets Wrath, who is one of the Princes of Hell, and he possesses the power of Wrath. There are 7 Princes of Hell who possess their individual powers. I love the concept of them. I think they were charming and charismatic, and every time a Prince of Hell comes on the page, I just enjoy it. I was intrigued by the story and the characters of this book. This was an enjoyable read for me and very surprising, and I loved it the most. And I'm eagerly waiting for the next installment to come because I cannot get enough of this book and I just want to read the second book as soon as possible. Now comes the time of the top 3 book. The third book on my list is actually not a book but a whole series. The series is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I started this book when I wanted to do a popular opinion tag for my channel, and I love this book so much and I fell in love with everything about this book, the characters, the story, the twists and turns and everything that comes with this book. I have read all the books in the series and the 4th installment came in December 2020 and it was the greatest finale that I have ever read. It also broke my heart. This series was so different from what I normally read. The story follows Leia, Elias and Helene. Helene is one of my favorite characters. They all follow this journey to freedom which is gonna cost them greatly. There are elements of magic in this. There are jinns, there are ghosts and there are soul cages and everything. This book was just perfect. I just loved the whole experience of reading this book. There are so many deaths in this book and there are so many surprising elements that you're gonna enjoy it. There are so many amazing characters in this book, but my favorite is Helen, and I especially enjoyed her relationship with Harper. She suffered so much in this book. She lost everyone and I felt so bad for her. And even the other characters lost so many. There were so many great deaths that I kind of felt bad for, and especially a death came in the final and 4th book which broke my heart. But still this series is my all-time favorite because it made me feel so many emotions that I loved it and loved everything about this book. My second most favorite book of 2020 is Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. This book was something that I would never pick up because it was not a fiction that I'm actually inclined towards. It was a fantasy fiction which I've never actually read before. I've always gone towards paranormal fiction or even romance sort of books, but this book was completely different, and the way that I enjoyed it, I was kind of surprised. I didn't know that I would like this book so much. This would have been my best read if the first book hadn't come out, but I enjoyed this book so much, and the character of Piranesi, I just loved this book. This book was so good and so mind-bending that I had to use all of my brain to actually figure it out, and somehow I still was not able to. This book kind of beat me to it. This book follows Piranesi. He was as innocent as a child and he is in this world which is completely different from our world, and the house that he lives in is very different. It is surrounded by ocean. It has these large statues all over the house. It has galleries and it has planes that are very different. It has rooms which are very different. point. He does not have anybody in this house. He lives alone, but there is this other person who he meets on Tuesdays, and that person is called the Other. Piranesi does not have a very bright mind, so he just names the thing that as it is. That is why the other person he has just named as Other, and this other person is very mysterious. He brings things for him and he talks to him about this house, and he wants to know more about the house through Piranesi. So that is another mysterious character. There's other characters that pop up in this book which gives more mystery to this book. Like I said, this book was an amazing experience. This was such a different book and I just loved this. Like I said, this book would have been my most favorite if the first book hadn't come along. So the first book on my list, my most favorite read of 2020 is Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. I didn't know that I would love a Cassandra Clare book so much because I was very disappointed with Shadowhunter series. I did not enjoy it as much as I was supposed to. This book was favorite of 2020 and I have done a video on it, but somehow I was not able to upload it. I might upload it by the end of this month or by February. I'm gonna try to upload it as soon as possible so you can know how much I love this book. I loved everything about this, especially loved Cordelia, James, Matthew, Alistair, Anna, Lucy, and everyone in this book. The book is based in Edwardian London and I think that was the best setting, especially the inclusion of ballroom dances and the gowns. I just love it. All the characters here are shadow hunters and we follow the story after the events of Infernal Devices. This time the monsters are real quiet. They have not been attacked for a very long time. That is why Cordelia and her friends are very at ease. They all are enjoying ballroom dances and each other companies until an attack of unusual demons shocks them. The demons that they have been fighting for a very long time have not been able to walk in daylight, but these demons are very different. They are able to survive the daylight hours, and even there's a deadly virus attack in the midst. The story is at its best in this book, but I especially enjoyed the characters and the romances between them. I love the romance between James and Cordelia, and even though they were acting as friends, the sexual tension between them cannot be denied. James, even though he is drawn to Cordelia, he cannot let go of the love that he feels for Grace, at least what he thinks that is. And Cordelia, even though she loves James, she cannot expresses it because she knows that he loves another. There's another character, Matthew, that I love, and I think Cordelia and Matthew would have been good together. I like their chemistry, whatever little it had. But again, I want Matthew to end up with Alistair because I do not know why. I think their chemistry will be much more better. But then again, I also like Alistair with Thomas. So I am very confused who is gonna end up with whom in this book. And that is what I love about this book because it makes you so confused and it makes you want so much more from it that I just love the whole experience of it. Its sequel, The Chain of Iron, is gonna come in 2021. I'm actually waiting eagerly for it. But the one thing that I want in that book is Matthew to be given justice too. I think he was not explored much well in the first book, so I want something good to happen to him because he has been through so much, and I know he was a bad person, but still I want so much good to happen to him. So I want that from Cassandra Clare, so please make that happen. So this is it, guys. That was my list for my favorite reads of 2020. I know that was a very long list. Most people have like 10, but I have like 14 because I just loved so many books this year and I want the same from 2021 and I'm really hoping the most. I really hope you love this video as much as I did doing it. And if you do not forget to subscribe and click that bell icon if you want to get notified of my videos. Until then, see you.